You having a nice laugh, are you?
Everything is a drum.
Hey! And go.
What's up, everyone? Adam from FWCI, and Merry Christmas if you're watching this as soon as it goes up. It is December the 25th, and Ricky Gervais's new stand-up, Armageddon, is about to go down. So I'm here to react to it. I watched Supernature, which did really good views, so if you're returning from that, welcome back. I have a Patreon now. It's patreon.com/FWCI. That's where you can get early access to my movie, TV show reactions, including Taskmaster, or Taskmaster, as Greg Davies likes to say it. So if you like Taskmaster, I've got a whole ton of reactions to that up on the channel and early access on Patreon. But Ricky Gervais, haven't heard much from Ricky in a while. I don't really keep that up to date with, you know, a lot of like celebrity goss and stuff like that, but he hasn't sort of made any big news lately, which to him I'm sure is probably a good thing, but hey, it goes live in 1 minute, so we'll see if his life is about to change completely. I love stand-up comedy. I think it's just, you know, the one art form that I really gravitate toward the most. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad stand-up out there at the moment as well. Like, there's been a few that I started watching, and I got like 10-15 minutes into it, and I was just like, I'm really not enjoying this. Even Bert Kreischer's new stand-up had some bits in there that I really genuinely loved, but it was easy to cut that one down for YouTube copyright, that's for sure. And speaking of YouTube copyright, for all the people that seem to comment on this video with, why do you cut it down? Why do you edit it the way you do? It's for YouTube copyright, that's why. Take it up with them. But let's jump into the reaction. This is Ricky Gervais, Armageddon. I really enjoy Ricky's sense of humor. A lot of people say he's very arrogant, but I don't know. I think he's very self-aware and plays into it, kind of thing.
If I ad lib, I haven't even thought it before.
Uh-oh. Alright, Ricky, let's do this.
My last show, Supernature, dropped on Netflix last year. Big backlash, wasn't there?
Yeah, it wasn't the Nazi Jew joke, wasn't it? No, that was Jimmy Carr's.
The inevitable backlash, which made it the most watched special of the year. So
very true. Was it really? Holy shit.
No, I have learned my lesson, and that's why I'm going to be woke from now on. It's an odd thing to just declare, isn't it, that you're not a fascist? We assume, don't we? You wouldn't go up to someone on the street and do that, would you? And go to, oh, by the way, I'm not a fascist. You know, it's like they protest too much. It's like going into a school and going, I'm not a pedo, so... Traditionally, the word fascist meant a member of a far-right authoritarian regime that uses militarism and violence to suppress individual...
Alright, thanks for the lesson.
End up like my granddad in the 70s. Oh, he was all like, coloureds this and queers that. Oh. Although the word queer is all right again now. So,
yeah,
if you wait long enough, it just goes full circle. Hear about Darren? He's queer now. If Darren is definitely bent. You're not a gay. You go, I bloody am. They go, I'm going to sue you. I go, you can't. You can't.
The fuck is this scenario, Ricky?
Now, the word queer can mean a straight man who wants some attention.
Is that... I don't know what it means, kind of thing. Like, what the actual identifying features of that word are.
What about your girlfriend? Yeah, she's queer and all. We're just two queers queering each other up. Suck a cock. Nah, I'm not that sort of queer. What sort of a queer are you? Dyed my hair blue.
Oh, yeah, you see a lot of this.
So words change, is my point. Like the word handicap. That was the politically correct term, the all-inclusive term for cripples and shit. But then they went, no, we want to be disabled. They didn't want to be disabled, they said... Fuck, we don't need borders, do we? Be like the Vikings. They didn't care about borders, did they? I've got a little bit of Viking blood in me. Well, we all have, because of all the raping they did.
I don't see the Viking in you, Ricky.
I think they added the pillaging bit for the wives. I mean, They went down one day and went, right, we're off to Great Britain. Oh, why? Just a bit of pillaging. All right. Why are you wearing your rape hat?
Oh, that will give it away every time.
So this show is called Armageddon, and it's all about how I think humanity might end. Nuclear war, our own stupidity, basically. Because we are getting more stupid as a species.
Yeah, I agree with that.
University degree course in Taylor Swift.
Oh, really?
If you're 20 years old now, you're going to have a very different middle age to me. I've had the best 60 years of civilization, right? You're going to be in your house wearing a mask, crying.
Jesus Christ, Ricky. That's a bit bleak.
We're going to be the first generation that future generations are jealous of, right? Because we had it all, and we're using it all up. We're using up all the fresh water.
I agree. This is exactly what it's going to look like.
Oh, how did they get around? No indoor toilets. I've got 9 toilets in my house. Sometimes I just run around flushing them for a laugh. 28 radiators, then I put the aircon on full, and it's how the cat likes it. She loves it at 20 degrees, and I spoil my cat.
He still spoils his cat.
Last week, mine brought home a scouser with herpes. Get it by its legs and crack its head against the table.
Is that a human being that he's talking about right now? A scouser? Is that like a prostitute or something?
And who cares?
Well done, by the way, kitty cat, if that's what you brought home. Actually, maybe not. Not quite. No, disagree. Different.
And some people on social media get annoyed when I say we're apes, you know, religious types, Americans. We've walked on the moon. I sent back, what do you mean we? You've done fuck all. You've spelt moon wrong.
Really?
And pray to their particular god, and a few hundred scientists would work out how to get Bruce Willis up there to stop it.
I don't know if Bruce Willis is up to that these days.
If I bump into a friend or neighbour, and I know they've got a little kid, and I go, oh, how's so-and-so? We don't know if he's going to pull through, but I pray every night. What I do, as an experiment, I go home, and I pray twice that he doesn't make it. On a serious note, I've been doing a lot of video messages recently for terminally ill children, and only if they request it. I don't burst into hospitals and go, wake up, Baldy. Like me twerking on TikTok.
Well, Jesus.
And they give these dying kids their like one wish, and if it's me, I always say yes, and I always start the video the same way. I go, why didn't you wish to get better?
That's a solid opening line. Whoa, all right, that one's a bit much.
It's not real life, is it? I'm playing a role. You sounded pretty convincing. Yeah, because I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the start.
You wouldn't go up to Sir Anthony Hopkins and go, I saw you in Silence the Lambs. What's you a cannibal, are you? Seemed pretty convincing. Yeah. Imagine if I came at her and did things not very well, so you knew I was joking. That'd be fucking retarded.
Ricky. That's a great punchline to that, actually, to be honest.
We all do die, so it doesn't really matter if we die one at a time along the way, or all at once in one big final Armageddon. And I don't mind funerals, because it's the end. You know what I mean? I hate weddings.
It's the beginning.
Like a royal decree. You are cordially invited. It's not a fucking honour. I don't want to go to your shitty wedding. No, I've got a bit of cash, so I can't give them a tea set anymore. I've got to get them their first fucking house. And their kids have had loads of kids, because we're chavs. I've got them each individually, right, in private, and I've told them that I'm leaving my entire fortune to just them, right? And I'm not doing a will, so my funeral is going to be a fucking bloodbath. Pull down this fucking statue. Why? He was a slave trader. Pull down the fucking statue. He built the hospital. Should we pull that down? No, leave the hospital. Leave the hospital. I don't think you should whitewash history. If you find out something new, add to it. Like if there's a statue and it's got Lord Whimsy, trader, philanthropist, add bit racist.
You know what? Yeah.
Author, poet, Pedo.
That works as well.
The slug or the snail. People go, oh, come on, look at them. Yeah, they got it right early doors. Nature keeps testing them. Do you want eyes? No. The snail is basically a slug with a shell on it, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, I thought it was.
Shell off the snail, it starts giving it all.
Oh, really? I've never ripped the shell off of a snail.
A child born today can expect to live to about 100. And scientists said soon that'll be 120.
Why?
We get a set number of brain cells, right? Which we only lose. You can't get them back. So in the future, there's going to be 15 billion people
A lot more years to, spread out your brain cell loss across.
My auntie died of Alzheimer's. I don't know how you die of Alzheimer's. She forgot to live. We were sort of reminiscing about the good days, about some of the funny, absent-minded things she said and did. And we realised, probably that was the beginning of the disease.
Yep.
Vomited. Went back down and went, Mum, the fish is off. I've just been really sick. And she said, yeah, it made me really sick. I've been looking into...
Oh, no. That is a great story, though.
Babies are vulnerable enough, aren't they? In Africa, a baby can be born in a mud hut. There's a lion outside. It's covered in blood because they can't wash it. They've got no water. Oh, and it's already got AIDS. By the time that joke goes on Netflix, it'll be nuanced. There'll be an underlying satirical point, I'll claim. I know that it's funny. I just have to work out...
Oh, this is the improvising. Okay. I was wondering where the hell he was going with that.
You are an African woman, and you just had a baby in Africa. Our baby's got AIDS, Jeff. Jeff.
Classic African name of Jeff.
Well, they're not laughing at us, per se. She goes, well, they are. They've named us and everything. They're literally laughing at us. We're a fictional couple with a fictional baby with AIDS. Anyone offended by that is a fucking moron. And then he goes, and at least he didn't do the accent.
I was about to say that. I was about to say, this is a very British-sounding African couple.
Only because Jane begged him not to. It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, I bet it was.
If I was little and my mum made my tea, and it wasn't my favourite, it was boiled potatoes instead of chips every day, my mum would go straight to, of course you do, there's children your age in Africa and they're starving to death.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times.
And my mum went, Ricky, come here, sit down. There must have been a local pedo incident, right?
Oh, God.
But this is what she came up with. She said, because there's a man going round and he's cutting little boys' willies off.
That is more terrifying. Yeah, my parents used to do that shit as well.
I'd wank off anyone for a puppy. I'd be like,
Oh, God, Ricky.
have you been drinking? Right. Come on.
Ah, come on.
Oh.
Really wants a puppy.
A Labrador. Throw in a kitten, I'll give you a blowjob. I'll go over that kitten, puppy, come.
Oh, my God. Fucking hell.
But then Michael Jackson comes along and he breaks the mould, doesn't he?
Oh, God.
Kids loved Michael just to look at him, like a little Disney cartoon, wasn't he? And then his voice, hello. Kids would go, there's Michael Jackson, but he's going away from us. He wasn't, he was going towards them. I promised you more about China, and this is an amazing statistic, okay? This is true.
All right. Ricky, what's going on?
10 million Chinese paedophiles in China, and there's not enough kids.
That's not... Is that how you put that?
Sort of a joke then, I can't do it. It is actually too offensive.
Oh, you don't say that, Ricky. They're going to beg you.
All right, I'll do it. But remember, you can't choose your own thoughts.
Oh, fuck. Where is this going?
Goes up to a little Chinese kid, and he goes, do you want a puppy? And the kid goes, I'm not hungry.
All right. It ended up being a racist joke. Got it.
Doctor, I keep thinking I'm a pair of curtains. Well, pull yourself together then, right? I've done a woke version.
Oh, okay.
Doctor, I keep thinking I'm a pair of curtains. And the doctor goes, well, you are then.
Good one. That was good.
Good than that, innit?
Yeah, I agree.
There's 250,000 homeless people in Britain. Now, I wish there were no homeless people, because they're fucking horrible. You know? Oh, yeah, right next to the fucking cash point, you cheeky cunt.
Yeah. Were you talking about punching down in the last one?
If you do, my advice is heroin. Cheers you right up, apparently. I should do topical stuff, but I never watch the news.
That's my problem as well.
And I don't know what brought it up, but he suddenly started going off on one. Oh, God.
Peter Dinklage went off?
They're still doing productions of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. For Christ's sake, it's fucking demeaning. It's 2023. He wasn't happy.
That's a very efficient joke there, Ricky.
He was grumpy, wasn't he?
There you go.
A lot of dwarves in entertainment aren't that great. No, some of them are fucking... They're props, right?
Yeah, dude.
To the year, that is their like holy grail, and he's gonna fuck it for them. If he takes that, what can they do? And
I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree.
no, it should be played by a real disabled creature. All this, right? And
Creature? Oh, fuck.
the actor should have the same disability as the person they're portraying. But it was the life story of Stephen Hawking.
Did he have a disability or didn't he hurt himself?
What is easier? Getting an actor who can walk, pretend he can't for the last bit of the film,
Or
who can't walk, pretend he can for the first bit. How would that even fucking work? Puppetry thing. Biopic of Helen Keller, the deaf, dumb and blind girl. We found a deaf, dumb and blind girl. What did she say?
yeah. That's a very good example.
Cultural appropriation, the latest no-no. In my day, it was considered a good thing to swap ideas with other cultures.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Jamie Oliver got in trouble when he put out authentic jerk chicken recipe. People go, no, black people invented that, you can't have it, you're white, that's racist. Now, black people, they use the N-word, don't they? We invented that.
Ricky, Christ, that joke took a turn. You had me with the overly sensitive, racist, society we're in, but yeah, you lost me at the at the last bit.
In a nutshell, critical race theory says that all white people are racist. It says that we're born racist and we could...
Is that what it says?
Affording the privilege of a racist society set up by our forefathers.
Oh, okay, I get it.
I hated clothes shopping when I was young and thin. I really hate it now I'm fat and old, right? Once, a shop assistant thought I had my inside leg and my waist measurement the wrong way round.
What?
So I ordered them. They came the next day. I opened them up. They were shit. I don't know what sweatshop they were made in or what little 8-year-old Chinese kid made them, but he should be fucking punished. His owner should sit him down, right, and say, Ricky Gervais orders these and complains, I'm going to rape your mummy again.
Whoa!
Sorry, no. Leave it with me.
Fuck, that joke was getting awkward. And then that.
If you're a father and you've got 2 kids, you've got little Timmy, who's 6, right? You've got Jack, who's 8. What do you want for Christmas? And he goes, motorised wheelchair. I promised Jane
Timmy.
I wouldn't do the voice and I fucking forgot.
Oh. Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble.
It's too late now, isn't it?
But can we get Timmy a motorised wheelchair, please?
How is your tennis? Best in the school. Oh, you... Also a ramp. Fuck me. We've got to spend all the money on a ramp and a motorised wheelchair for this money-grabbing little fucking...
Yeah, how dare he ask for a ramp for his wheelchair?
Laughing at little Timmy, who's a little 6-year-old lad. He's got a funny little voice because his whole chest is all fucked.
Oh, Christ, Ricky.
He's a fucking racist. Yes.
Oh, he's a racist. 6-year-old disabled child. Got it.
You little fucking bigot. You fascist. You fucking... You disgust me.
Jesus, Ricky!
Homophobic. Yeah. He's like, they're not like us. Nothing's like you disgusting... I wish we'd had a scan. You absolute...
Oh! Who would realise how much fun it is just yelling at an imaginary child?
Misogynist.
Oh, he's a misogynist as well. Oh, okay.
No armour. How will it survive? It's got the best brain in the animal kingdom. It'll go through world wars. It'll eventually start getting scared of words. Determines what you're like, what sex you are. How many sexes are there? 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to differentiate gender and sex and everything.
Artificial intelligence, the latest existential threat to humanity.
Yeah, not threat, but it's definitely a societal swing.
And they'll be so realistic, they'll walk amongst us, they'll go to work, right? You know when they're getting really human, when they start calling in sick. Allowed to insult robots when it's happened, you know, because we've made them to make our life easier, and that would get things off our chest. Because it's bad enough, isn't it, with real people? You're getting in trouble, saying the wrong thing. People take.
That's a good point. It would be cathartic to have someone to vent that to.
It was all about the wind-up. I used to wind up my mum all the time. This is a true story. When I went off to university, after about a week, I phoned home. My mum answered. She went, "Hello?" I went, "It's Ricky." She went, "You all right?" I went, "Not really. I'm in hospital. I think I'm blind." She went, "What?" I went, "No, I'm only joking." She's right. She could have had a heart attack. And I knew that. That's how committed I am to having a laugh.
My mum has arachnophobia, terrified of spiders. And I know any time I pull a prank with a spider involved, I'm risking it. But you got to do it, because it's funny.
Whether they can detonate nuclear warheads in the crust to release the frozen water to cause an atmosphere and get a little bit of...
Oh God, really? That's the going plan? Leave Mars alone.
You can pay $150,000. They shoot you into space for an hour.
Yeah. Is anything like going underwater into the Titanic?
Don't realise that most people on the planet are destroying the planet. Most people don't realise that in my lifetime, we've wiped out 70% of all animal populations.
Holy shit, is that for real? I know Ricky is very into his animal welfare, so I trust his numbers.
Meat eaters. If you eat meat every day, if you gave up 1 day a week, we'd feed another 100 million people. But I think people care.
How does that work, though? It's a great number and a great theory. Put it into practice.
They won't even watch a fictional thing where a dog gets hurt.
Yeah.
There's a website, it's a real website, it's called doesthedogdie.com, right?
It tells you if there's going to be a dog death?
It's become a thing for anyone's phobias. Anything you don't want to see in a film, you just look up the film and they answer your question, right? So I looked up one film on here, Schindler's List.
Okay, go ahead.
Are any animals abused? Someone answers, there is a chicken that's handled roughly, but otherwise unharmed.
Okay, good.
But if I was Jewish, I'd be slightly offended by this avenue of questioning. Imagine that in real life. Imagine someone says,
Alright, fair enough, but it's a thing about animals, isn't it? The website?
you can ask any question about anything. Someone says, is there child abuse, is teeth damage?
Okay, alright, there is all that stuff as well, fair enough.
Someone says, does someone fall downstairs? Who's scared of slapstick? These questions were asked this year. Check it out, Schindler's List, right? Someone says, are there any fat jokes?
Wow. Okay, I see exactly where he's gone with this now. Fuck.
And he goes, move it, fatty, right? And I go, rude? That has ruined the whole experience, if I'm honest.
A movie like Schindler's List is pretty goddamn serious. Is there hate speech? Yeah, in Schindler's List, I imagine there is.
Are there any man in a dress jokes? Very few jokes. Is someone misgendered?
Whoa. Is there a question in there? Is there violence against...
Is there any anti-Semitism?
Oh,
yeah. This is pretty much the mother load. I was doing the graph. I was doing like that. Wouldn't things have been different if that was Hitler's salute? The whole thing would have been. He goes like, "It's Hitler." Does it have a sad ending? Right? Someone says yes, and then someone else says no.
What?
They each leave a stone on the grave to represent their family members that were murdered, and it builds up, and it's very moving. And have a sad ending, yes, in the sense that 6 million Jews pointlessly lost their life, but no, in the sense there was still enough left over to build a little rockery. So...
Oh my God, Ricky.
One question myself on this. Is James Corden in it?
Yeah, you don't hear any good things about James Corden at all, do you? Nobody's out there defending this man.
Titanic, right? There were no explicit scenes of animals being harmed, but Rose did have a goldfish, which probably didn't make it. We're going in the water. And he's all smug then, and he's going, don't worry about it. Oh no, not water.
The goldfish is not dying in water. He's gonna drown.
Who adopts this little junkyard dog, and he calls him Old Yeller, and they grow up together, and it's a buddy movie.
Yeah, and they have to put him down at the end, don't they?
And I was like in floods for like a year. And I get a text from Jane, and she says, "Oh, I'm finally watching Old Yeller." And I sent back, "Oh, enjoy," right? Nothing happens to that dog, does it? Oh, I couldn't believe my fucking luck.
No, not at all. It's a happy ending.
No, of course not. 1 hour later, I get a text, "You cunt."
Oh, that's great. That's a good joke. And a good prank to play. A little bit of mild trauma, but between people that love each other, it's fine.
Why do you only speak up for animals? And I go, well, because they haven't got a voice of their own except parrots. You can't choose your sense of humour. You can't. It's involuntary.
Yeah, very good point.
What humour is for? To laugh at bad shit, to get us through it, right? And
yeah, and I agree. That being said, this special was not the best.
How often have you been on a train station and you suddenly thought, what if I just pushed that bloke? You're testing yourself. You're reminding yourself how terrible that would be. You're a good person, right?
Thanks for the reassurance, Ricky.
What I get is I'm talking to a really sweet old lady and I suddenly start thinking, what if I just spat in her face now?
I've had thoughts similar to that, like just doing something absolutely insane in like a really serious scenario.
Depression, be anti-racist, anti-sexist, anti-homophobic. Yes, I'm definitely woke. If woke now means being a puritanical, authoritarian bully who gets people fired for an honest opinion or even a fact, then no, I'm not woke. Fuck that.
Yeah. Facts. 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 You know, it really sucks. That was a much more serious Ricky Gervais special than I'm used to seeing, and it's because of the current social climate. I think it really is affecting comedy. I mean, in my last reaction to Ricky Gervais' Supernature, I talked about, Louis C.K. Imagine him talking about his, the stuff that was going on with him. Wouldn't that be amazing? People clued me in the comments that that's actually happened, and I downloaded it, and I recorded the reaction to it. Did I end up uploading it? I think I did. It might be up there, but it did terrible views. And the reason why is because he just looked terrified to even discuss that topic, which is kind of the opposite of what I was hoping to see. And with this one here as well, Ricky, there was a lot of offensive, funny, goofy, completely, off-the-wall comedy throughout this whole thing. Some of it felt a little bit forced, and I don't know, I didn't really connect with many of the topics that he was talking about in here. There was stuff that I agreed with and stuff that I disagreed with, but nothing really grabbed me and, made me feel like, I totally get the entirety of this joke. I kind of felt like, I'm getting a little bit over this, and, alright, I'm sick of hearing people talk about it, and even for comedy, I feel like that stuff is starting to become almost like low-hanging fruit. So It's going to be interesting. Dave Chappelle's got another stand-up coming out in like a week's time. I'm pretty sure there was something coming up on Netflix with Chappelle coming out in a week's time. But overall, I think this was probably one of the weaker Ricky Gervais specials. There really isn't any joke that jumps off the page to me as being especially good. So let me know in the comments what you thought about this one. What's going on? Is this a Adam from FWCI thing? Is this a Ricky Gervais thing? I'm interested to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Patreon.com/FWCI if you want to support the channel a bit further. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace.